Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to separate out the key ingredient of the race that we might look back on later as having been the way to find the winner. Well, we go to racing on Sunday this week at Sha Tin, and the first of our Winning Factor races is race 4, the Winning Factor, the stable change. Well, a fairly open class 4 race here with the chances to the last start winner Joyful Heart. Circuit Hassler hasn't had the perfect luck lately since dropping to class 4. And speaking of bad luck, well, Casemiro right down the bottom of the weights there had a nightmare in his first run for Paul O'Sullivan last start. And then there's Amazing Chocolate now with Tony Millard. And I've no doubt that punters will make Casemiro the favourite here after his latest run. And as we take a look at the video of this, this was a Stephen King novel on 4 legs. This was a nightmare on Elm Street, if you like. If you are on Casemiro, look away because this is ugly. He's in blue and white colours. He's box seated with a perfect run to the home turn. And then all down the straight, Karis Teton just runs into traffic blocks everywhere. Finally, he's out and just misses. And I guess if you were on Casemiro that day, you thought you should have won. Most people thought you should have won. And he's going to be favourite on Sunday, I would think, as a result of that. But there's an old adage in punting on horse racing, and that is beware the unlucky horse. There's nothing makes a horse improve like looking like he should have won. And I'm still thinking about the prior form of Casemiro before that race, 1 placing from 17 starts. So I'm looking elsewhere in the race. He's got a great chance, but I'm thinking somewhere else in the race will suit me better. Joyful Heart or perhaps Amazing Chocolate. And Amazing Chocolate has stepped out 3 times in barrier trials lately, gone well each time. This is his latest when he won down the straight over 800 metres. Now, I'm always a little bit wary of 800 metre trial form. It doesn't often translate that well to race form. However, this is the 3rd time lately he's trialled well, so I'm just putting it in as one of the 3 rather than an exception in itself. So Amazing Chocolate going particularly well at the trials. Now we're going to take a look at a graphic here, and as regular viewers will know, one of my favourite angles in Hong Kong horse racing is the change of trainer. It's got a great strike rate over the years and often at very good odds. And here I've got a couple of tables showing you the top strike rate trainers over both the last 10 years and the last 5 years. And what you'll notice at the top of these tables is the trainers with the lowest base, the lowest sample. Recent licensees like Douglas White or Frankie Law, Jimmy Ting, they're coming off a low base of sample, so they're quite high in the rankings. But I'm more interested in the longer term with trainers like Casper Founds and Tony Millard, who have been at the top of these tables or near it for 15 to 20 years. Year in, year out, they stood the test of time with their stable transfers, and they are very profitable to boot. Now, when we go to the actual race itself on Sunday, Amazing Chocolate, he's not blessed with an awful lot of early pace, despite what you've seen in that 800 metre trial. He's usually out the back, but I don't think that's going to be a big issue here. We've got horses like Carefree Prince and Viva Council who like to go out and lead, and a few others who might even try to join them. So I think there'll be good speed on here, and even from the wide gates, horses like Joyful Heart and Amazing Chocolate, they'll get back, they'll find a bit of cover, and they'll be running on strongly at the finish. So the tip in race 4, Amazing Chocolate. His winning factor, the stable change. Now this horse showed a little bit of promise with a class 3 placing in early doors after arriving in Hong Kong, and then went off the boil. But trainer Tony Millard has shown over the years that what he is outstanding at doing is bringing these horses back to the boil. And I think that Amazing Chocolate, with the benefit of those 3 trials, is ready to turn it on again. The other race I want to take a look at is race 7, and the winning factor here, the draw. Now I think this boils down to basically 2 key races and a handful of chances, most of them coming out of the race behind Bear Slam, where Volpino was fifth, Enfolding fourth, Holy Heart third, and Righteous Doctrine was second. And I think the other chance in this race, coming out of a different angle, is Clear Choice, up in grade off a Class 4 win. And I want to show you that win because it was a lot better than it looked. Most will say that the runner-up Best Alliance was unlucky, certainly in the circumstances of the race. But as we go to the video, we're looking here at race 287. I want you to take careful note of the heat map. In the first half of the race, a very strong pace, and Clear Choice was up near that speed most of the way through the race and working hard, while Best Alliance, who was the unlucky horse, was back in the field. Now, when they got towards the home turn, Zach Purton decided his best chance on Clear Choice was to make his run early and put up a break, and probably it was the winning move because he did only scramble in over the fast finishing runner-up, but he did do all that work in the early part. The other race I want to highlight is race 330. This was a Class 3, and as I mentioned earlier, features a number of runners from Sunday's race, and I want to highlight particularly Holy Heart. Now, he drew gate 9 here, and you'll see him in the red colours. He folds across behind the front half of the field. In fact, he's probably closer to the tail than the front, and that was as a result of the draw. He got back a long way. He runs into the race in the final stages and closes very strongly, but the horses who were up ahead of him during the running, they've got away, and it's too much to do, but he certainly finished full of enthusiasm. So you saw there that the wide draw was a contributing factor to Holy Heart's defeat, and he's had plenty of those lately. His last 5 barrier draws, 11, 11, 8, 5 and 9, and the day that he did draw barrier 5, he got a bump at the start and was out the back anyway, so it certainly wasn't any good to him, and the outside draws haven't been a lot of help either. Look at the map, and this time we see Holy Heart drawn 3, so he should be closer in the running just as a result of that. Francis Lawyer's also gone for blinkers. I'm not sure what the effect of those will be, but certainly it will help him to use that inside draw, I would think, and he could be a fair bit closer to the horses that beat him last time in running on Sunday, whereas you see Clear Choice, he's up near the front. It's normally where he races, and there doesn't look a lot of speed, so being closer in the run is definitely something you need to do here. So the tip in race 7, Holy Heart. His winning factor, the draw. I don't know what effect the blinkers will have on Holy Heart here, but if they help him to use that inside gate, be closer in the run, he's the form horse coming into this, and he's going to finish very strongly over the final stages. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you next time.